back with your boy, Religion of God. You know what I'm saying? Part 2, Charleston White interview. Let's get into it. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button as well.
They always told us 1 hour before the lunch. Yeah. Well, that's why our parents used to say, I want to meet your friend. Yeah. Not only do I want to meet your friend, I want to meet his mama. I want to meet his mama. Same reason why white people used to say, I want to meet their parents. Where are they from? Man, that's why white people did not want black people coming to go to school with their children, moving into their communities because our culture is so influential. Oh, put their ass in jail. Boy, if you put their ass, boy, I ain't seen nothing like jail in prison.
I tell my son all the time, boy, that's a place you do not want to go. But that is a place that if you don't get it out here on the streets and take heed to what I'm saying and listen and learn and grow, oh, it's a place for you that you will get the ultimate straightening. You feel me? Because it's a consequence for every action. It's a reaction for every action. So if you do something in a negative way and it affects somebody, you might get away with it for a couple times, but eventually it's going to come back around and it's going to catch up to you. And you can't live and be nowhere in this world where you don't have some type of order, some type of you gotta listen to somebody. These kids thinking, no, I got it, da da da, running into a brick wall. And what's gonna happen is that mentality that you have, and oh, I don't gotta listen to nobody, I ain't gotta do this, I ain't gonna do that. That's gonna lead you into a brick wall. You're gonna run it right into that brick wall. Blah. You're gonna hit once you hit that brick wall. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna knock you out. And the reality is, when you wake up, you gotta face your consequences. So you don't want to listen at home. Oh, they got a place for you. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to listen to somebody. It's gonna be somebody to tell you, and it's gonna be 10 times worse. Because not only you got the jail, you got the inmates, and you got the COs, which sometimes they worse than the inmates. You got somebody telling you when to get up, when to eat, how to do this, how to do that, throw you in the hole, throw you in the tank, you getting beat up. Yeah, it got a place for you. You want to be hard. You feel me? Trying to stand on business like you live that life just because you heard a rap song or you seen something on TV, seen a movie, and it got you thinking that, oh, this is me, this is who I am. It's funny how once you get in there and they close them doors, it's funny how you switch your tune up. You know what I mean? So I said, don't be a fool and let somebody trick you out your spot. Don't be a fool and have somebody put you in a situation that now you can't get out of. Because once you start going through that system and that process, it's a revolving door. So a lot of times you ain't just gonna be your first time in. You're gonna keep constantly going back and forth when it comes to that. But yeah, jail got something for you for sure.
Yeah, all the military. I don't see nothing else that changes or corrects the behavior of a gangster street nigga. And all our boys want to be gangster street killing niggas. This group of young males, they don't want no money, they don't want no women. They want a body. Nigga, they want to kill somebody.
Hey, I remember the back in the day. Y'all remember the block, the rumbles on the block, man. Like, well, you actually still catch the fade. Like, you got a problem with somebody. I remember in the crib, man. I couldn't come in the house. I couldn't just run in the house. If I had an issue, I had to handle that outside. You know what I mean? My dad wanted the type of he was ex-military, so I had that structure in place. But he was the type of dude, hey, you got a problem with somebody, hey, y'all got to squabble that outside, and you better not lose type. You feel me? So every time before I even came in the house, I made sure my issue was already resolved. If I had to fight somebody, we grew up in the in the times in the era where we had rumbles on the block. You know what I'm saying? You gotta catch that fade, come outside, catch that fade on the block. You know what I mean? Or you couldn't come in the crib. That's just how it was. I remember my dad made me walk to the person's house that I had an issue with just to settle that. You know what I'm saying? Made me walk back to the house just to settle that. You know what I mean? So we grew up in a different era. These days, these kids, as soon as they get into a little situation, somebody look at you wrong or somebody say something, clown on your outfit or your sneaks or something like that, they want to go in the house, go grab a gun, come back and shoot him up. You know what I mean? This is a watered down generation, and we looking at y'all like, what y'all doing? They crashing out over the simplest things because it's technology in today's society. I must be tired, but yeah, I've been doing a lot. Like I said, I've been working a lot, man. I got 3 jobs shorty in this joint, you feel me? So throughout my business, I'm doing like 2 other jobs, and I'm doing like side jobs, and I'm working on cars and doing a lot of stuff. So I've been like maxed out. That's why people like, dang, where you gonna be at? I've been working on some new music and stuff like that in my free time, spare time. But when I got the energy to, my energy has been low, man. I'm trying to get it back where it need to be, trying to raise the frequencies and the vibrations again, you know what I mean? But to reiterate on what I was saying, these is the most softest generation I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? These kids is so watered down. They're watered down, and it's because of the fact that they have so much access to all this stuff. You know what I mean? They don't appreciate nothing. They don't even they're irresponsible. They don't know how to do anything. They have their attention spans like that. It's like 1 second attention spans is terrible. They don't take accountability. It's always is the most irresponsible is generation, and I'm just speaking in general. I'm not speaking on my own personal perspective or my personal situation, but still, and even in my situation, it's like this is what it is these days. And as much as we try, they look at us like, oh, we were young once. We was not too long ago. We was kids and running around doing this, but it was totally different. Like I remember growing up, we was fighting a lot. I ain't saying people ain't had guns and people ain't died, but it was more so, you get jumped. We used to come back from the what's it they call those? Dang, what's they used to call those? Flash mobs. So back in the day, they had flash mobs to where you group of people just be walking around just jumping folks. You feel what I'm saying? You might get your ass beat, but you'll live. You feel what I'm saying? You might run into a flash mob, but 9 out of 10 you'll survive and go home, but you might be beat up. But we had those, you know what I mean, when they was doing jumping, so you walk around, you see a group of people, you better go on the other block or you might be a victim. You know what I'm saying? So these days it's flash shootings. They doing drive-bys and everything in between, and depending on how your kid is, you try to prepare them for the real world, because when they get out here, it's much different than how it is as a kid. But a lot of these kids not even making it to be adults, having real experiences, because they dying as children because of this social uh, standard of being accepted. These all this access to different things, so they thinking that they think they're on the same level as adults, and they have the same information and knowledge as an adult, but their maturity is not there. They haven't grown through life yet to even know exactly what's best for them. But they think they know what's best for them because, oh, their friend had told them this. Oh, yeah, you can do this. Oh, yeah, I can tell you this. You can do this. You can do that. Yeah, and then you do this. And don't know anything about life. Haven't stepped and put in any work on this concrete yet, but yet and still they got all this mouth and talking like they have experience because they've seen something on the social media or seen something on on the internet. And now they thinking that, oh yeah, this is what it is, and they're brainwashed. You know what I mean, by the screen. You feel me? And they use that as their, oh, I make me feel powerful. There's nothing powerful in being being idiotic, thinking that this is reality. You haven't stepped into reality yet, and when you do step in reality, a lot of times they can't handle it, and now they want to go shoot somebody, want to kill somebody. It's the society we living in. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, gotta get a better mic. His mic is trash. Black boy mic is trash. Maybe the way he holding it, that joint like rrr, 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 rrr. I can't hear nothing he said. But basically what he was saying, he was like, yeah, back in the day we used to fight, you know what I mean? I used to be fighting like 6 or 7 dudes at a time. That's real. You know what I mean? That's the world we was living in back in the day. But these days these kids are soft, they ain't going out like that. But his mic is trash. It's probably the way he holding it, but I can't hear nothing Big Boy saying.
I've always heard a saying that hurt people hurt people.
Bro, I swear to God, I invented that saying. I said that back in 2010 or something like that, and I ain't gonna lie. Since I said that, it's like it took off because I never heard nobody saying that before me. And my peoples even tell you, my mom and dad, I said that a long time. I said, hurt people hurt people. And it just popped up in my head. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I always, so I'm like, dang, I had to invent this. I put that out in the universe, and then it just started spreading. I might not have invented it, but it felt like I did. What I'm saying is I never heard it before I actually said it. And then when I said it, I start, like, years later, start seeing that pop up and hearing that and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, did I invent this? And I was just talking to my parents at the time, and then they end up reiterating and saying that just back in like 20, it had to be like 2010, 11 or something like that. But I was like, know what I understand? Hurt people hurt people. It's like you hurting that pain. You want somebody else to feel how you feel. You want somebody else you want to express that in any way to get that up off you. So what you gonna do if you hurt? You gonna want somebody else to hurt. I've been saying that for so long, but it's a true statement. Hurt people do hurt people, man, and it's a powerful statement, and it's something that I always thought about, even when I was in bad situations and times, and I was outside and doing things that, you know, I was under a lot of pain and stuff. And when I thought about it, I didn't really care about, you know, how it would affect somebody else or if somebody else got hurt in the process because I was going through some pain. And I noticed that when people go through pain, they don't care about if they causing somebody else pain because they just want to get that pain off of them. They want to get through that what they feeling. So they're gonna put that on somebody else. They're gonna try to make somebody else feel like they feel because they don't feel good about whatever current situation they in or themselves. So true statement. You know what I'm saying? Very true.
This is a group, a bunch of hurt and neglected children. Man, man, we forgot about the crack babies. Nigga, they grew up and now they done had babies. So you had you had a whole generation and era of crack babies. Nigga, they done grew up and they done had babies. Now, half of they babies is pill babies. For the last 15 years, you had a group of pill babies between ecstasy, Percocet, Xanax. You got pill babies. So you got a new group of pill babies. The pill babies, the difference between the pill babies and the crack babies. The crack baby had a grandmama or a family member that tries to balance they neglect, they pain with a little love, correction, and teaching. The pill babies, they ain't got nobody. School teachers don't like them. CPS workers don't give a damn about them. Don't nobody like the pill baby because the mama can't really, don't nobody want to deal with this unruly mama. This is the new mama. The new mama telling her mama, fuck you, mama, you can't tell me how to raise my baby, and this bitch is neglecting the baby. in all
Facts.
aspects.
Facts.
So it's because children start having children since the 70s to now. It's just that the children now ain't as grown as the kids as our mamas knew when they was having us in the 70s and 77. This group of kids here is they they having babies. Man, can you imagine being in the fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, and you already addicted to a drug? This group here is battling with mental illness and substance abuse because of their mama and them. This the group that we see the little 5-year-old with the blunt in their mouth because they got the whole mama. This the group that get to see the nigga come through with the gun.
Hey, so I was living in Atlanta, right? And just like right before I left Atlanta, so this had to be around 2017. So I think I didn't take me a nap after this, but this might have been like 2017, right? So I'm living in Atlanta, but I'm at like this motel. I'm staying at this little motel, whatever, right? So I'm doing tattoos out the motel. Now, when I tell you that it was like, I think I'm around 24, right before maybe 25, right? So I'm grown. So I'm in the crib, smoking weed, and there was a couple people that was over. It was this girl that I was, what I'm saying, that was chatting, and she was coming over, but it was a bunch of like little dudes that she would run with too. So she'd bring them by the house. I mean, by the place, by the little motel, whatever, right? So they all told me, "Oh, you don't want to get tatted, whoop whoop," and all this, right? So a couple of them, like, what I'm saying, tattoo up, whoop whoop, and I think it was like 16, 17, something like that within there. But these dudes ain't go to school, so it was like a gang of bloods, right? And it was a lot of them inside of this little motel. So they coming back and forth. But one night, it was this little boy came through, and we drinking and smoking, and I'm up there, what I'm saying, chatting and doing my thing and all that. So I had him up. Everybody was up at the motel at the spot. And when I tell you that, I guess he had a little brother. Well, I don't even think it was his brother. It was just some homies he was hanging with. The young boy was bad as hell. He was. I know he's in jail, and I hope he ain't dead. But young boy was already on the wrong path. But this kid was only 11 years old, fam. And I ain't condone it. The young boys, they was like, yeah, he do this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pass him to. I'm like, pass it. The young boy asked me, yo, pass me, you know what I'm saying? Let me hit that, let me smoke that, you know what I'm saying? Let me get that, you know what I'm saying? I get high all the time, da 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 da. Cussing and all that. Yeah, we about to go beat them up, da da da. Some other little boys or some other group of kids that they would, you know what I'm saying, had little issues with, but he in the mix, like, so young boy over there, like, yo, pass it up. I ain't passing nothing. So they had something, they was smoking their own, and he over there smoking, and I'm like, bruh. Why I told him I told the kid and I told the person that passed on, I was like, yo, why y'all passing this little boy, bro? Why you smoking that, man? You 11 years old. Ain't nothing your body needs with that. You don't need none of that. You feel me? Come to find out, his parents ain't take real good care of him. He was out there in the streets running with, a bunch of gang members and, doing what the gang members do because he ain't had no guidance, so he was fighting all the time. He looked at rough little young boy, light skinned boy, like with a ponytail, had, kind of scratches all on his face because, got into something. And he was out there when he pulled up to me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't condone that. I was just like, bro, you gonna have to leave because I can't have this young boy up in here, you know what I'm saying, smoking. You feel me? Like, he 11 years old. What he doing? Smoking. He smoking like he a professional because you could tell he been doing it for a grip. But the fact is that they was comfortable allowing him to follow into that. You know what I mean? I just shut the whole thing down. I was like, man, look, man, I'm gonna have to shut this down. But and that was back in 2017. I can imagine what young boy on right now. You know what I'm saying? If he's still around, he probably on some other shit. But it was bad. You know what I mean back then. But it's just gotten 10 times worse since then. But Charleston got a valid point about, you know what I mean, they got young parents and these parents ain't being parents, so they letting their kids get exposed to all type of stuff, man. You feel me? And they growing up. Oh, it's 20 minutes. I'm about to cut it short. And they growing up following in the footsteps these people, these parents who ain't being parents, neglecting the kids, letting them fall into the wrong crowd, let them get hooked on different drugs and get smoked out. It's on is wild, man. But that's the reality of it.
Oh, they done kill somebody and they sit in the living room talking about who they done killed, and the 5 and the 6-year-old know about this. That's how you can produce the young little kings. It's a bunch of little kings, but they ain't got the spotlight. This is the group of kids that get to see and hear exactly what grown folks do and see, and they try to mimic it amongst one another. They more sexual, they more violent, and they more prone to getting high and getting on dope. This that group. How we gonna correct that? When we don't even like half our motherfucking cousins that's off in the ghetto with these kind of kids. We don't even like half our nephews. We talk about her, the girl that got these kind of kids. 4, 5 different baby daddies. And she with the shit. She fight, she smoke weed, she party, she drink, she with the shit. Her kids be the most dangerous motherfuckers your kids can engage. Because they get to see all the shit your kids don't get to see. They get to see her mama friends come over in them little old bitty short, shaking that ass with them moose knuckles showing. That little nigga be in that living room looking at them moose knuckles, watching his mama. You think he ain't trying to fuck one of them little girls when y'all gone? Come on, because children mimic what they see and repeat what they hear. There's no other way to learn. No other way to learn. So, a lot of the problems.
Nah, facts, man. Charleston dropping gems in this joint, you feel me? And like I said, you ain't gotta like him personally, but this is a reality check to society, man. If you can't understand this and don't see how this is what's going on in today's cultures, then you are already a step behind. But like I said, we're gonna keep it short, man. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. We're gonna go back and we're gonna might come back with part 3. I gotta get ready for my kid to come home in a little bit. But leave your comments down below. And to the next one, we gone.